episode 11 of From Then to Now, the TEW 9 series where we take WWF and WCW all the way from 1992 up to the modern day. And today we've got WCW, we've got Saturday Night. Well, let's get right into it. We've got a couple of dark matches first, starting off with Cactus Jack defeating Rip Rogers. Just a quick match, gives Cactus a bit more momentum because he's got some big plans coming up. Gets a 32 rating, 45 wrestling, 40 crowd, 55 for Cactus. Not amazing, but we can push him. We're pushing Cactus as a big star. And low locker room morale is not great. We get the Headhunters defeating Future Vision of Simon Diamond and David Isley. I think this is their first time appearing since they've officially become a WCW tag team. But the Headhunters pick up the victory. Diving leg drop from A. Probably A at least. It says A, so I assume it was A. Gets 35 wrestling and 18 crowd. The crowd have no clue. We're still really trying to heat up the Headhunters. Don't know if this is actually helping, but we'll do what we do. And the show kicks off, the main show, the actual televised part of it, kicks off with Sting. Comes out to the ring and he says, Lex Luger, next week, there is no more running. You don't get to run away anymore. It's me and you. And that WCW World Heavyweight Championship, that beautiful belt, will be put over my shoulder as the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Gets a 77, a decent Sting promo. We're going to try and build everyone up because this new game promos aren't as good on the new game, which I think makes sense. You then get a backstage interview with Barry Windham. He says, you know what? I've heard that my NWA World Heavyweight Championship challenge has been put on hold. Because of my recent record, I've not won enough, they say. I have 3 weeks to prove that I deserve this shot, so I'm making this very clear. I'm challenging the best of the best to come through that curtain. Every single show, Saturday night and main event for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be issuing that open challenge. Give me the 6 wins against the best WCW has to offer, and the NWA will not be able to refuse me. He goes out to the ring and he gets his first open challenge challenger, Bob Backlund. A weird, just a cameo. He is coming in, he is signed, but I just thought it'd be a nice little cameo to introduce him with because we're not ready for him to do his full debut yet. You know, he's a good wrestler, former WWF World Heavyweight Champion a decade ago, but that would be like nowadays having a go at Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan for being world champions in WWF. That's insane, actually. 8 years ago was when Backlund lost his title. And 8 years ago for us would have been Roman Reigns as champion. Wow. Gets a 48 rating. Backlund's a bit crazy. They don't click. It's a shame. I thought this would be a good match. It turns out it wasn't. We've got a debut here. The debut of Art Barr to form La Pareja de Terror. Art Barr and Eddie Guerrero. A new mid-card tag team for probably the United States Tag Division. Gets a 41 wrestling and a 26 crowd rating because they don't know who the hell these guys are yet. But we get Eddie Guerrero picks up the win with a frog splash, gets a 48 overall. The crowd is hot, so they're willing to give these guys, which they don't know about, a bit more of an advantage. Won't complain about that. We then get a video package hyping up Dan Severn, who's going to be coming to WCW soon. He gets a great gimmick of legitimate athlete. We then, Jushin Liger does a promo in Japanese, which gets translated into English and subtitles. And he talks about tonight's main event. He's against Pillman and Tom Zenk, the Z-Man. And he's found a partner. He's gone to Japan. That's why he wasn't here last week. And he found a partner. The Great Muta. And that's your main event for tonight. Liger and the Muta versus Pillman and Z-Man. Is it the best main event? No, but we will use it. We get a backstage promo from Harley Race. Sting, you've worked with Lex before. You know that we're not just going to let you just get away with disrespecting him. Next week he will be here. Next week Lex will be here and defend his title. And he will successfully defend his title. Do you know why? Because Luger's being tortured here. Luger doesn't deserve this torture. Not at all. But you know who does deserve this torture? You do, Sting. He's going to turn up, put you in the torture rack, make you break, then do whatever the hell he wants. This isn't fair on Luger. So the punishment is torture. Gets a 59 rating. White hot, the crowd is. They're willing to eat up everything, which should be perfect for this main event. Teddy Long is being interviewed by Tony Schiavone because there's a big New Japan show happening today. So half of our roster isn't here. The Rhodes aren't here. Anderson's not here. Vader's not here. Some of the Armstrongs aren't even here. Like, we've got so many people missing this show. So, Teddy Long is being interviewed by Schiavone. And he is approached by Vinny Vegas, who challenges Vader to a match next week. Long accepts Vader and says that Vader will be ready. He hopes he is. And then DDP and Stud walk into shot and go, what are you thinking? Why would you do that? Why would you want to do that? Why would you go ahead and face on Vader? We were supposed to be celebrating today and you've done this. Now we've got to prepare. For God's sake, Vinny. Pre-taping, Kevin Nash is apparently a terrible promo, even with pre-taping. I mean, everyone's their own judge on that. DDP's good though. 47 rating. We get a TV title match because, as I said, a lot of our roster's not here. We're making good with what we've got. Hence the main event, which is ironically 2 New Japan guys. I do see the irony in that. I don't know why they weren't booked. Either way, Austin defeats Tracy Smothers in 15 minutes with a stun gun after Steve Armstrong accidentally hits Smothers. So we're continuing this dissension between Smothers and Armstrong. Austin makes his 13th defense of the TV title. Rick Rude cuts a big promo. He's the greatest US champion of all time. And he will stay champion forever. It's a 75 rating. Dusty Rhodes gets beaten up by the Caliphate. And of course, no, Ricky Steamboat gets beaten up by the Caliphate. And Dustin Rhodes is in Japan, so can't do anything about it, unfortunately. Gets a 27 rating. I mean, the Caliphate might be genuinely one of the worst things I've ever put on screen based on ratings. I'm not going to give up on them. I remember how bad Agawa and Kojima were in the original from then to now at the beginning, and they became phenomenal. And I think the Headhunters and Sabu are going to be brilliant additions to this roster. And El Gigante is here. Ron Simmons, again another backstage promo, because that's what promos were at this point. It's very rare there was promos in the ring. It's behind that weird backdrop. That's what the promos were at this point. He says, you know what, I regret losing to Austin. I wish that things had gone differently, but they didn't. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend they did. If I sit here and live on ifs and buts, I never move forward. And that's what I need to do. So, on main event, I will be having a match, and I'll be working my way back up from the bottom. And eventually, whether it's Austin, whether it's Rick, whether it's Lex or Sting, whoever it is, I will be coming for a title. I need my first singles title. And the main event gets to 65. Look, we took a risk with this card because we were missing so many people. The risk didn't quite pay off. Liger and Muta pick up the win. Liger pins the Z-Man with a shooting star press. It is Liger and Pillman are the top guys, and Pillman and Z-Man have excellent chemistry. Hello? Is this a part of hit wrestling history that I'm forgetting? Tom Zenk and Brian Pillman. But I think we've just found a new little double act. And maybe a bit of a muscle man for, well, not really a muscle man, he's not massive, but for the light heavyweight division, he is. He's a lot bigger than them, so we just found ourselves a little bonus. Nice. And yeah, we get 66. We lose Pop. We're not penalised on stories on WCW, which is brilliant. But let's get into our B shows. But actually, before we do that, I have an announcement to make. And that is that the format may be changing for a little bit. Because tonight, actually no, tomorrow, during the day, British time, I'm going to be playing this stream, this save, live on Twitch. And we're going to bash out a few weeks of both companies together, with you guys being there in the chat. My Twitch is in the description down below if you want to join us. And all of the actual episodes will be cut out and put onto the main channel. So if you can't make it, you're not going to miss a single thing. I just think it's a little bit to try something different. Use Twitch to try and boost this channel and get more content made in that way. Because eventually, once the RWC Real World mod comes out for September for the new game, we are going to be doing a post-all-in AEW save on stream, and the full streams will be uploaded on here. But if we can get like a few episodes out of a WCW stream, a couple every week, I think there's a lot we can do with that. Let's get into the B shows. Here we go for main event. Barry Windham continues his open challenge, defeating Jimmy Garvin with a superplex in 10 minutes. Gets a 52 rating. Tracy Smothers and Steve Armstrong argue after the incident in the television title match with Steve Austin. La Pareja de Tela come in and just have a little bit of a laugh at them. Ron Simmons said he'd work from the bottom. He's beat Rip Rogers in 6 minutes. Abdullah the Butcher will be on main event next week. He's coming back. Because there's a storyline I want to do with him, but I just can't do it yet, so I'm pushing it off. We also announce that the Miracle Violence Connection are joining WCW on an agreement with All Japan Pro Wrestling. Gets a 43. They were a massive part of my WWF side last save. This time, they're in WCW. Gets a 43. They both have great gimmicks, but they're not great on scripts. Without scripts. The Rock and Rap Connection of Heavy Metal Van Hammer and PN News defeat David Isley and Simon Diamond of Future Vision. Gets a 38. Marty Jannetty officially challenges Richard Morton to a match for the light heavyweight title. Gets a 39. And the main event is a sit-down interview where Gordon Solie sits down with Harley Race and Sting ahead of the World Championship match in the next WCW episode. And overall on this show we get a 47. Not too bad. Do we make money? We make money. And no Pop. So, that's the end of this episode. Let me know what you thought, and I hope to see you in the streams. Even if you're not gonna know, go and follow the Twitch channel and you'll get notified when I do go live, because once the new mods are out, we're going to be going live a lot more and using Twitch as part of this channel. So, let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you think about this whole Twitch idea. It might be tonight, it might be tomorrow. Keep an eye out. It depends. Depends what my plans are, actually. Genuinely, I don't have an official schedule yet. We'll work on that later. We'll work on that a bit later. But let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.